Hello ladies and gents, today I come to you with a double review of Juuni Taisen with episodes 3 and 4. Now episode 3 focused on Niwatori and episode 4 focused on Shariyu. Now in episode 3, if you followed how episode 1 and 2 played along, if you are cocky and you undermine your opponents, just be ready to die by the end of this episode. And also, if you see by the preview, if they focus on you, there is a possibility you will die. And unfortunately, that was in Niwatori's case. Now, as we know, each episode, whenever they focus on the characters, to give them a little bit substance to them and basically get an understanding of where they were prior to joining this war. So in Niwatori's case, she has no recollection of her past aside from her being the adopted daughter of the Niwa family. And while being in this family, they taught her how to be a spy and how to kill. So she's sent on espionages and sent on different missions. And basically she is a trickster. So she plays this innocent person, or this person that is helping the other her enemies, and then in return she tricks them and she ends up killing them, succeeding in her mission. And for the fact that whatever she remembers aside from her past, all she knows how to do is lie. So she doesn't know the difference between the truth or what's untrue, or what a friend from a foe is, because she has only know how to lie. Also remembering that she received the one-man army from Doikitsu, also demonstrating her skills of lying, portraying as this very innocent and weak, fragile person who is in this war and can take care of themselves, but due to her ability, Eye of the Coromat, which she's able to use the birds to see and send messages to them, she knew of his ability, so he basically played into her trap. So she ends up meeting Nezumi and Shariyu, who are underground waiting for things to possibly settle down, or unless they need to go on surface. The interaction she had with Shariyu was actually pretty interesting, because as a trickster, she has to build a wall around herself so that people won't get to see the real her, even though we don't know what the real her is, because due to her not remembering her past, we don't even know what she was like from a child, and eventually losing her memories and gaining new ones. So the more she was talking to Shariyu, her defenses were breaking down. She was being open, she was being honest, and that may be due to Shariyu's type of personality. Now, I have doubted Shariyu's character, and this is going to go into episode 4, but I am sad that I did. Even though she is one of my favorite characters, aside from Nezumi and Usagi, she is an honest person. And for someone who has built their life of being a liar and a deceiver, that is like a terrible combination. That's like a powerful force knocking them off of their heels, and she couldn't take it. So she can deal with the peace treaty that Shariyu once again offered her, and she had to walk away from it. And unfortunately, she met one of the characters that is noted to be one of the faves and possibly win, which is Warrior of the Ox Yushi, and he ends up killing her in the most savage way. When she thinking I can win this, he stabs her through the head and then slices her stomach open and retrieving the jewel. And how she dies, it's not even that way she died. She told her birds for one last time, come and eat my dead body, consume me. And that's how she died. So if you think Boar's death was horrible or Doikitsu's death was horrible, this was actually pretty savage. And she kind of made a turnaround because she tried to protect Shariyu at the last moment. So she kind of changed herself at the last moment, and unfortunately she died doing so. Now to get into episode 4, like I said, I doubt it, because in most cases you see these type of characters in these type of situations, they appear kind, they appear genuine, and then when a particular situation, when it gets to that almost that close to that climax, they actually reveal their true character as someone who is manipulative, someone who is selfish, only doing things for their own benefit, and made everyone believe them and turn their back on everyone. But that is not the case with Shariyu. Now, we understand from her background, she was trained in the mountains by 3 monkey sages. And as we know, her ability, we come to find out where her ability is. And her ability is to transmute any substance between physical states. So she, as we saw a demonstration of her power back in episode 1 where she broke apart the floor. We don't even know how she did it, without actually physically touching something. But we saw in this episode when she was on the in the mountains with the sage monkeys, how she was able to cut through that rock like butter, or even smoother than butter. So once she learned her abilities after training with them for so long, she took her power along with her. And as we know, she went around the world speaking about peace, stopping war against other countries and nations, and putting ceasefires between them. But for the many that she has saved, it's also about the same amount of people that she could not save. And I found it so fascinating about her character that she is not this idealistic pacifist that thinks, there's nothing wrong with the world, you speak peace and there shall be peace. No, she is actually very realistic. For the amount of people that she could not save, she understands that her power can only do so much. And as we saw in her flashback, when she was trying to bring these 2 nations that have been fighting with each other for so long to have a ceasefire. Yes, they came together and there was no longer a war between them, but what happened was, with their united power, they decided to use it to make another nation submit to them in order to make them bow down to them and have power over them. And you see how frustrated she was for that. That goes to show that even when she does try to negotiate with other people, they may end up using their power against someone else. So, and also for the fact that she has witnessed so much within the world, the uglies within the world. She saw genocide, she saw human trafficking, she's seen discrimination, she's seen institutionalized slavery, civil war. She's seen it all, but yet she still has her hand out for people to take. And she just speaks peace because she says, it's easy for me to use my power and kill and stop the fighting instantly, but instead I want to use my words because words are more powerful. And I was like, wow. She could easily use her power to end a lot of stuff and kill people just to make her point get across, but instead she uses her words to stop the fighting. And I found that really amazing about her character, and that just adds so much depth to her character and makes her so interesting. And I'm like, if she does not win this and she dies, I'm like, I'm done. I know you shouldn't get attached to these characters, but Shari Yu, man, she is so amazing. And of course we have where Nezumi, he's hearing her speaking, but he's the opposite of that. He's like, all these people are basically idealistic. The people around the world are idealistic about their peace, and because of that, it makes him actually angry. It makes him want to kill them because they live in this false world where they think nothing goes wrong. So he's actually the opposite, but he's pretty lazy about it. But she says, I remember in the episode, she says something like, it's not easy to miss saying that you'll understand when you grow older. So she knows how he's thinking and due to his age, but at the same time, she's not dismissing the fact of saying that he doesn't have somewhat of an understanding. She's not going to basically put him down on a pedestal because he is younger than her. But what really had me surprised about this episode, aside from Shari Yu's character, was what happened about 5 minutes close to the ending, at least 5-6 minutes close to the ending of the episode. We saw one of Niratori's dead birds seek them out, and that you knew if you saw a dead being alive, that means Usagi is within the vicinity and he comes attacking them. And I'm like, hold on, My three favorite characters are about to go up against each other: Usagi, Nezumi, and Shiryu. And I'm like, who am I to vote for now? Who am I to vote? Like, I don't want none of them to die, but I know someone's going to die. So next week's episode, we may be seeing these three and a dead snake go toe to toe against each other, and it's gonna be so amazing. But at the same time, I'm actually terrified because all the characters, like I said, these are my three favorite, and I know I shouldn't get attached to them, but I'm actually pretty scared of next week's episode. I'm pretty scared. So that being said, if you saw these two episodes, episode 3 and 4 of Juuni Taisen, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about these two episodes. How do you feel about these two characters, Shiryu and Niwatori? Do you have doubts about Shiryu's character like I did? You know, they played this innocent, a genuine person, and then they turn manipulative? Or were you sure that she was this type of person through and through, and this episode actually brought about her character to light? And how do you feel about Niwatori's death at the end of episode 3? Do you feel she deserved it, or do you feel like she could have continued going on? And the links are in the description box, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimi Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye.